Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Chronicle, where I'm wearing a hoodie for the first time ever on the show. And by the show, I mean the Chronicle. Shout out to my older brother who got me this hoodie and another one like it because he's like, "Hey, you like Kirby? Have a Kirby hoodie." And he did that. He did that twice. So now I have two Kirby hoodies. I don't really like hoodies, like pullovers, like sweatshirts, because you have to pull them over your head, and that usually messes up my hair. But also, it's like not as easy as like a jacket, which you would just like zip up. So that's why I don't usually wear these hoodies, even though I have like a few of them. Anyway, starting with the goals this week. So I kind of did like none of them, and that's something that I noticed in the last few weeks. I was like, I'm not really doing any of my goals, nor am I making any new ones, which is bad, which is not what's supposed to happen. Um, but that's just kind of how life goes sometimes. Like I don't think I've made progress. Oh no, actually, I did make progress on the piano and guitar catch up. I'm like this close to being entirely caught up on piano, and I've gotten about this much closer to being caught up on guitar. Um, the handstand I didn't do. The peanut butter and jelly quesadilla thing I didn't do. Whoops, kind of forgot about that. It's probably gonna be gross anyway. Like I'm 99% sure that heating that thing up won't make it any better. Heating up a peanut butter and jelly tortilla. But that's science. That's what we're here for. The likes playlist I didn't work on. The Mac and the music, still technically working on. The workout thing is still on pause because I'm helping my dad with yard work. Uh, the winter goal could be done as soon as next weekend, Halloween Day, because I'm going to a fire with some friends, right? They're gonna have a fire. Fire, meaning I can cook an apple over a fire and see if I can simply heat up an apple and then eat it, and that'll get rid of whatever is causing my allergy. And then the likes playlist, I still need to do that. I think I removed a couple, but not like a whole lot. So I guess that's technically progress. Um, and I didn't mark those down. I need to do that. I hope I don't forget. But that's the goals. They will be talked about, I guess, a little bit. The music one is kind of we're gonna get there, and that is the main thing. So yeah, the dailies. I need to put another X on there. Gosh darn it! I was doing actually. I can't remember if I was doing good this week or not. I think I can't remember if it was this week or last week where uh, I accidentally missed one. Like I didn't realize until the day after that I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to smell my oils, and that was tragic. Okay, so getting into the journal. Today after work, I went home to make a smoothie, but decided against it and then went to Dad's to help with yard work. After that, I did my dailies, and that's about all. My oats overnight finally arrived, and I'm excited to try all the flavors I got. Okay, see, I get serious deja vu in reading this because I feel like I've talked about it, but I think what happens is I just think about talking it so hard. I think about talking about it so hard that I think I did talk about it, even though I didn't. That's what happened on Monday. The quote is scheming eunuch, dot, dot, dot. And that, I'm not even going to explain that because I don't want to. Um, yeah, I'm going to leave that there. But yes, so I ordered oats overnight, which is overnight oats by a company called Oats Overnight, because that's all they do. I got an ad for them one time, and it was like, "Oh, hi, we're Oats Overnight, and we do overnight oats." It's kind of weird how it's like their company is a thing that already exists, but you just take the words and you go whoop, and that's the company name. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like overnight oats from Oats Overnight. You see what I'm saying? It's like, hey, what'd you have for breakfast? Oh, I had overnight oats from Oats Overnight. Like, what did you just say? Is that a real sentence? It is, yeah. Um, yeah, I ordered. I want to say 32, which is like a whole month's worth of overnight oats. And it was only like it was either 97 or $79. I know that it was less than 100, which is good, because I don't want to spend that much money on it. Yeah, and like honest review, I'd say they're pretty good. A couple of the flavors, like there was a chocolate cake flavor, kind of just lackluster. Like it is possible that I wasn't tasting it as well as I could have, because I've got an impaired sense of taste. But it was kind of just like chocolatey, and I was like, chocolate cake is usually a bit more than just chocolatey. But maybe it's just because they try and condense the flavor and then it just becomes chocolate, nondescript whenever it becomes overnight oats. But they had there was that flavor. They had a coconut cream pie flavor. That's my favorite one that I've had so far. I had a French toast one. That was pretty good. Tasted surprisingly like French toast. Like, it tasted like bread, which was like kind of not what I expected. I kind of thought it would taste like oats because, it's oats. That's, I think, about all that happened on Monday. Did I do my dailies that day? Is that what I said? Yeah, whatever. Tuesday. Today after work, I did my dailies and actually caught up on my instruments for once. See, I did do that. I also canceled the apartment tour that I had scheduled today because I liked the first one that I saw, and I've already filled out most of the application for it and paid the fee. I also tried the oats overnight today. They were okay, but I did have a fairly simple flavor. Yeah, the chocolate cake one. And the quote is, "You should try being a little high all the time." Yeah, let's back up a little bit. I had an apartment tour scheduled on Tuesday, and then I canceled it because I really liked the first one that me and Ink toured. And we have already filled out the application. Now, I'm eager to sign the lease, but I looked at the reviews online and they were all like either 5 stars or 1 star. So the place has a total of, why did my desktop audio just peak? Did I get a notification? Okay. So all the reviews for the apartment complex that we are applying for has either 5 stars or 1 star, and there's like no in between. So the total overall rating is 2.4, which is a little worrying. There were some serious problems in those reviews. Now, a lot of them are old, but I'm just really hoping that it's not going to be like absolutely terrible. Because like one of the issues that people had was that the front office people would just like never respond to anything ever, and I'm like, that's kind of a problem. Because what if I have a problem like mold or roaches? I can't solve mold or roaches myself, I think. I don't, like, usually that's something that like the landlord handles. And like they can't handle that if they don't respond. So I did get a little scared, honestly. I was like, I don't know if I want to go there. So I think before signing the lease, I will tour the unit that we are applying for. And you might think, well, yeah, duh. Why wouldn't you tour the unit before you apply for it? Well, so I talked about this. We toured or at least I think I did. We toured a renovated unit, but we're applying for an unrenovated because a renovated wasn't available when we were touring. Or no, wait, we applied for an unrenovated, but we toured a renovated because an unrenovated wasn't available when we were touring. Yes. Yeah, so we applied for an unrenovated. We are maybe going to upgrade to a renovated. That's what I'd like to do, but it's more money. So I need to decide that. And that's the apartment situation. I'm trying to speed this up because I know I just tend to like talk forever, which is fine. That is the whole point of this. But I am trying to keep this week's episode like 20 minutes, and I think I'm already like 8 minutes in, which is like almost halfway. Yeah, I had the chocolate cake overnight oats. And then the quote, "You should try being a little high all the time." So my coworkers, they are all native to Missouri, or I don't think they're native, but the point is they all live in Missouri where weed is legal. And our job is in Missouri where weed is legal. So sometimes during the 10 a.m. break at work, our coworkers will just be like hitting the carts, getting a little high. And like they're still doing their job no problem. Sometimes they're smoking like an actual joint on lunch, right? Which is like fine, I guess, because like I said, they're still doing their job and they're doing it well. So like if it just helps them go about their workday, I guess that's fine. And then I'd asked my coworker about it during the break. I was like, is that because like she hit the cart, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it was a cart. I was like 99% sure it was a cart, but I was like, just in case, I'll ask, and it was a cart. So I was like, because I see them hitting that like almost daily. So I'm like, are you just like a little bit high all the time? She's like, yeah, this job's not very hard, and it doesn't require a whole lot of thinking. And I'm like, that's absolutely right. The job's not very hard. It hardly requires a brain to do. Like I try and make my job as thoughtless as possible, just to make it like easier. And like it's really not very hard. It's not very complicated either. So honestly, yeah, it makes sense to just like hit the cart and then just kind of chill out for your work day, like that. It kind of just makes sense. I'm not gonna do it, but it makes sense. And then she had told me, you should try being a little high all the time, and I was like, my point is, I can see why weed is a medicine. I see why this drug is medicinal. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, I feel a little bit bad because I feel like this week has just been filler episodes so far. I had scheduled time with Penguin today. It was a lot of fun, and I didn't get as nauseous as usual. Other than that, I just did my dailies. I tried another flavor of oats overnight, and it was actually really good. I also feel a little bit like a kid because I'm getting excited for my birthday, even though it's still over 2 months away. No quote for that day. Yeah, my birthday is January. We're in October, so in 2 months I'm gonna be 21, which means I can drink and I can smoke, which is awesome? Question mark. I think there's not an issue with drinking and smoking by itself. I think the issue is the reason people do it and what they do while they do it, or after they do it. Right? Like drinking alone isn't the issue. It's why you're drinking and it's what you do while you're drunk that is important, right? Like if you're drinking at a birthday party to celebrate, that's fine. If you're drinking like, I don't know, just on a weekend after a long day, long week of work, that's fine. But like if you're drinking on the daily to numb the pain, it's like that's not alcohol is not the solution for that. Right? If you're like smoking every day just because you hate being a conscious person and everything that comes with, I don't think you should be smoking every day either. But like I said, if you're at a birthday party, if you're celebrating, whatever, it's the reasons that make smoking and drinking bad. People do it, when they shouldn't, for reasons that they, shouldn't or whatever. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. I can't even remember why I started that tangent. 'Cause I thought I was talking about. Oh yeah, that all came from my birthday being in 2 months. That was about all that happened Wednesday. Yeah, like I said, I really didn't do much this week, or like do a whole like I didn't convict, no, contribute to the overarching plot, which I really should, because I was talking to my mom about that today, because like I'm not 100% sure what the next step in my application is, and I really should figure that out. But yeah, that was about all Wednesday. Did my dailies, was overnight, birthday. Thursday. More filler today. Work was good because I wasn't nauseous after lunch. I had lessons after work. They were fine. I wanted to do my dailies afterward, but I got too tired and I didn't have much motivation to because I already failed those for this week by accident. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm still very tempted to buy a Mac and a MIDI interface. It would be so awesome. The quote is, I also have beer that I really want to drink with someone. Yeah, so remember when I talked about the beer that I got from work after like ripping up the carpet in the break room? I still have it. And I want to drink it because it's like fun, pretty much. And I have it, and it would be fun. It would be so awesome. I did text a friend, and I texted Bones, and I was like, hey, do you want to drink and like have a sleepover? And then I got shy and deleted it. And then later she was like, did you delete something? And I was like, yes. And she was like, yeah, I think that'd be fun. I'm just really busy. And she is really busy. I think she still has 2 jobs and a boyfriend, so that kind of eats up all your time. You know what I'm saying? Um, Thursday, your lessons, work. Yeah. So the whole stomach problem. I had a bit of a revelation while staring at my vomit in the toilet. I saw a smoothie that I'd eaten 2 hours ago, and then I remembered that I slowly, kind of like accidentally gained the skill to make a little bit of food last a really long time. And then I kind of realized that I had been almost overfeeding myself or just feeding myself when my stomach was like upset, right? Just because I was so caught up on the idea that I need to eat now, otherwise I'll be hungry later. And if I'll be hungry later, that's a problem. Because being hungry kind of is a problem for me because I can't always tell what my stomach wants, and sometimes it just feels bad. Like today, it didn't feel great. But what I did was I just held off eating until my stomach was ready, and that was pretty much okay. Now it does make for like awkward-ish situations. Like I went to my mom's this morning for breakfast, and then I had like 2 bites of breakfast, and then I was like, "Can I take this to go?" And she was like, "Sure." And that's not an issue because she knows about my stomach problem. But like, I don't want to do that to like everyone everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like especially bad like when I go to the company lunches and then I eat 2 bites of my food there and then I kind of just set it down and get it to go because people can't help but ask questions. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the stomach problem. Is I'm kind of just like I'm actually eating less, and it's better? Question mark. It's turning out better. I feel like it's more manageable and better. But I do have insurance now, so I can see a doctor. What you need to do. Thursday. Yeah, I accidentally failed my dailies because I woke up Thursday and realized that I forgot to smell my oils yesterday. And the rule on the daily goal right here is that if I fail one of them, I fail all of them. And that's why I thought about breaking them up again. That way it doesn't feel so bad when I fail it. But like, it's technically not that hard, which is why I feel like I should be able to do it daily. I also added more dailies. You can barely see my whiteboard right here, which probably isn't a good idea. Um, but I added the daily planner my day planner that my stepmom got me, the Tetris themed one. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. I gotta fill it out. I gotta use it, even if it's just like, even if like all I write there is work, dailies, yard work, check, check, whatever. I gotta use it because a person got it for me, and it can be used, and they got it for me to use it, so I'm going to use it. That's my philosophy. I'm clicking a pen. Sorry. But yeah, so I added the day planner, and I added honey. Honey was technically already on there, but I officially wrote it on there now. Yeah, and I want to buy a Mac and a MIDI interface because then I think I can make an actual song. Like, I know how to do that. I have the skills. I just need the technology, which I can buy because I have the money. So like I'm like this close to just going to the Apple Store and buying a Mac and then ordering a MIDI interface on Amazon because I have that piano right there and I have a guitar and I have a microphone right here. I could make a song. I would mostly make a song for my resume, for my application. I'm pretty sure I have enough time for that because it's not until like December, I think, that I need to submit something or other, and then the audition's in like February. So yeah. That's Thursday. Friday, in quotes, because it was written at 1:11 a.m. I've noticed that I get more and more tired as we go through the week. So by Friday, I barely want to do anything. I plan to come home from work and then just relax and play video games. But my coworkers invited me to get ramen after work. I was a little nervous because I've never had actual ramen, and it had a lot of stuff that I've never had before. But it was actually really good. I'm so glad I went. And then the quote is inner child death tutorial search. Let me see if I can fake typing noises. Inner child death tutorial search. I really hope I didn't just push a button on the actual computer. Yeah. So I feel like it's good to have an inner child, I think, or at least I'm pretty sure that's what a couple people have told me. Because like your inner child is kind of like you, but like not at the same time. But like I feel like I'm kind of just too obsessed with like playing video games. Like it's like I want to come home from work, have fun, and then do things, right? Like that's kind of how I function. I come home from work or school in the past. I would play video games, get some dopamine in my system. That way I can function, and then I do things. But I feel like I should do things before playing games sometimes. But then because I don't have that dopamine, then I don't feel like doing anything because I'm tired. Because I'm like, man, I just freaking worked. I don't want to do other things. But then what happens is once I come home from work, I play video games, and then the caffeine from work wears off, and then I'm tired again. And it's like, So that's why like I'm kind of caught in this loop of not doing things, and that's kind of why I haven't been like doing my goals. So like maybe I need to make another lock-in goal, and do all those. Cause like was it, how many of those? 1, 2, 3, probably like 3, 4 of the goals on there can be done in 1 week, which is the point of the goals. And I was actually thinking about making goals that could be done over the course of a month. That would be pretty cool. Like, was it, I need to pack up, get ready to move, assuming I am moving. I really want to, and I hope that I do, but I don't want to say that I am, just because, like, maybe something that I don't foresee happens. That's just life, honestly. So I want to move, and I hope to move, but I'm not going to say, I'm moving, because, like, what happens when I don't because of something that I couldn't predict? Like, what if, like, the meteor hits the apartment complex, and then people go, I thought you were moving, and I was like, well, yeah, and then the complex blew up. It's gone. It's not there anymore. It's just a crater. Yeah, that could happen. Yeah, I did notice that. Like, Monday, fine. Tuesday, a little bit more tired. Wednesday, a little bit more tired. Thursday, a little bit more tired. And then by Friday, I'm, like, dead. But after work, my coworkers invited me to ramen. It was really good. We went to KC Craft Ramen. Like I said, super good. Never had actual ramen before. It was really good. It had, like, bean sprouts and bamboo shoots that I'd never tried before. Also had like a seasoned egg, and then had like the weird ham, and then like shredded green onions, and then like noodles and broth. It looked very anime, and I posted it on my story and said I feel so anime because it looked like the soup from the anime, and it was good. And then yeah, the inner child death tutorial search. I'm thinking like maybe I need to kill my inner child. I don't know how I could do that, but I feel like he's holding me back. Question mark? I'm not sure. I need to look into that more. That was Friday. Saturday. Today was more like what I wanted yesterday to be like. I just relaxed and played video games for a few hours. I also got groceries later. I went to a haunted trail with a bunch of friends, and it was a lot of fun. But low-key, it was way better last year. I wonder if they ran out of funding or something. Apparently, there was also a Halloween party yesterday that I wasn't invited to. And then the quote is, I got road burn. Yeah, so At the haunted trail, there's a carnival at the end, and one of the things at the carnival was this little ring of tires, and then it's got some more in the middle. So it's like a racing circuit of tricycles with goggles on them. And then when you put the goggles on, you see upside down, but you see upside down through like a little slit. So I could like not wear them, or I did wear them like twice. It's just I was not. I was really bad at like seeing upside down and operating a tricycle and going around a circuit. But I went on the tricycle without the goggles and I went really fast and I was drifting the tricycle through the dirt track. And at one point I drifted a little too hard and then I fell over and I got like road burn or road rash on my hip and it kind of hurts now. It's fine probably, mostly. Maybe a little bruising. Ow. Yeah. Yeah, so a haunted trail, I think. Is there anything else other than that? Oh yeah, I just got grocery played games. The haunted trail. That's what I really want to talk about, honestly. Let me flip to tomorrow. Because I am out of time now. Gosh darn it. I need to be quick about this. Okay, so the haunted trail. It's called Exiled, the haunted trail over in like Bonner Springs, Kansas. And it's like I want to say it's exactly what you would imagine, but I don't know if like can imagine that. You go through a trail and they put up decorations, they got actors and it's all scary and stuff and you just walk through the thing, there's a bunch of stuff, end up by the carnival. It was still fun. It was still a lot of fun, but it was better last year. And I think it was better last year because I was scared more last year, right? Now, of course, I'm going to be scared more the first time that I do it, but this time we had way more people, right? So because I had done it before and because our party was more than twice the size of last year, I wasn't super scared, which is like I don't think it's bad because like I don't the thing is once I'm scared, I don't like I want to be scared when I'm not scared and then once I am scared, I don't want to be scared anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to be scared because I think that would be fun, and then once I'm actually scared, I'm like, this isn't fun anymore. I don't want to be scared. Because something I noticed is when I went to the Halloween haunt with Rowdy and Ink, I actually do have like a genuine fear response. Whenever I'm walking, my knees will get weak and they'll start to shake, and my feet will turn inward, and then I'll start like I'll do this right. I'll get a defensive stance, and I'll kind of just start like inching forward. Like that's what happens when I get genuinely scared. And I've said this before. I have a bad case of LBS. I won't say what that is because most people can assume what it means, and it's really funny. It's not a real thing. It's a made up thing. LBS. But I have it, and it's not real. Like I said. But that's why I don't really do horror things. I don't go to horror movies. I don't go to the haunted trails. I don't go to the haunted houses. It's not usually fun for me because I get scared. So sometimes I do try to push myself out of my comfort zone and then go to the scary stuff with my friends, and it is fun. But like I said, it wasn't quite as scary because we had a lot of people. The whole group was me, Parkour, Penguin, Rowdy, her boyfriend Katana, his younger sister, and then one of Pouty's mutual friends. Right? So last year it was just me, Penguin, and Pouty. But like I said, now we've got 7, more than double the party size. So it wasn't quite as scary because our group was so big. And then the carnival, I don't want to say it was a letdown, but like compared to last year, kind of was. Like I said, it was still fun, but it's like I felt like the whole thing was like half the size. So there was a lot of empty space, and there was also like half the people. And I was kind of confused because like last year it seemed hype. Like it seemed like you wanted to be there. There was so much stuff to do. There were so many people, and like one of the things is you would buy tokens while you were there. You would pay for tokens, and then you could use the tokens at the attractions, the games, etc. But like there weren't as many as attractions. There were still games, but it's like last year I remember fiending for tokens. I was like, man, I need more tokens. I got to get more tokens. But then this year it's like I bought 10 and I was like, I don't know what to do with these anymore. Because there wasn't as many attractions to spend them on. Um, so it's like, what do I do with all these tokens? And then also they were being like generous with the things. Like I swear it was like 4 tokens per person with the escape room last year. But like this time they're like, 1 per person's fine. And then this guy was like, oh, so we've got this thing, this one attraction, blah blah blah. I'll take 1 token and you can all go in there. And I'm like, 1 token for 7 of us is crazy. So it's like the tokens had been made, I guess, technically more valuable because you need less of them to buy things. But at the same time, they were less valuable because there's less you can do with them. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but it was still fun. I did get a souvenir. Was it technically Katana got it for me? That's Rowdy's, not Rowdy. That's Pouty's boyfriend's nickname. His nickname is Katana. There was a crane game there, and there was this little crocheted sunflower with like beady eyes on it. And I was like, that looks cool. I want that. And then I tried for it a couple times on the claw, and I messed it up. I got it in a bad position. I was like, dang, I can't get that anymore. And then he got it, and he gave it to me because he knew I wanted it. So now I got that. Was it last year I got, you see my keychain? Last year I got this thing. It's a skeleton wearing a hoodie. And then this year I got that little crocheted flower, so I got something from both years. But yeah, that was the carnival. Like I said, I think they ran out of funds because like there was also a lot of lore to it last time. It was like there was this whole story of like the woods and the people that lived there, and there was a family, and they were like all dead but not at the same time. But now it's like that was all gone. Like I said, half the size, half the people, half the stuff to do. I'm pretty sure they just ran out of money because it's like it's just a scary thing. It's an attraction. It's not like you know people are paying to do that. They're paying to do all that. So I guess they just kind of ran out of money is what I assumed. But yeah, that was yesterday, which leads us to today. Oh boy. Today I woke up, I slept for like 10 hours, so I missed church. I wanted to go, but I slept for 10 hours. Um, and then I was gonna go get some protein cereal, because I still want to try the cookies and cream flavor of protein cereal that they have at Target. But the thing is, it's only at Target. And I was gonna go to Target, and then my mom texted. She was like, "Hey, do you want biscuits and gravy?" I was like, "Sure." So then I went there to my mom's house, had biscuits and gravy, 2 bites of it before I took it to go. It was pretty good. I finished it like earlier today. That was good. I got that to go. Always good to see my mom. I told her about the Chronicle, which I'm pretty sure she's watching now. So now I've got both my parents watching the Chronicle. Yippee! Which like, I don't want to say that's a bad thing, but I want to say it's good and bad. It's good because like the whole point of the Chronicle is to share my life, and I think honestly probably my mom and dad watching this, they probably appreciate it more than like literally anyone else. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents definitely are my number one biggest fans, for sure. They were very encouraging at the part where I was like trying to find purpose. Because was it? Whenever I think I did talk about this. I could be wrong. Maybe I thought about it really hard. But whenever I applied to UMKC, whenever I didn't know what to do, I talked to my mom and I talked to my dad. And after talking to both of them, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to UMKC. Yeah, so my parents are really helpful. Um, but I say it's bad because it's like there's some things that I don't want to say, knowing that my parents are watching. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this meme, and I think I talked about it in a previous episode, where I'm retelling a story to my mom, and then I almost forget to leave out the illegal part. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a meme, but that's like a meme based in reality, and I know what that meme is like. I lived that meme. Um, but yeah, now it's like it's good and bad because it's like I'm glad that they're watching, but there's some things that I probably wouldn't say now that they are watching. But at the same time, I try and share as much as I possibly can on the Chronicle because that's the whole point of it. Um, so yeah, hi mom, hi dad. Uh, yeah, today biscuits and gravy with mom, and then I helped dad with the yard work. We shoveled more dirt. I think tomorrow we're gonna shovel more dirt, and then we'll get to other stuff because I feel like we've just been shoveling dirt the whole time, which is fine. It's a workout, which is why I do it, and also to help my dad. Um, and then after yard work, I think I practiced piano, and then I came home. I was gonna see the Chainsaw Man movie, but for some reason, they've only got like weird showing times. They've got like 10, 11, 2 p.m., and then like after that, the only ones are like 10 and 10:30. So I want to see it, but like I guess I'll have to lose a little bit of sleep because I do wake up at 7:30 for work. Um, so I guess I'll lose a little bit of sleep when I see that. I think I'll go tomorrow. Probably I think would be the best day. 10 p.m. is kind of like what I have to do, but we'll see how it goes. And I just messed up my hair. Crap. I think that was everything today. I think that leads us to here. After yard work, I came back. I did make mashed sweet potatoes again. I'd say they were about the same as last time, which is good, but good is like a 6 out of 10. They were still a little bit watery. I didn't even add that much milk. I think I might have overdone the potatoes because they were like really mushy, which is what you want for mashed potatoes. But I don't know. Maybe I need to add like even less milk, or maybe I need to add more butter or more maple syrup to make it thicker. And I just remember that I gotta clean up those dishes now. Gosh darn it. I was supposed to be in bed asleep. I was supposed to be going to sleep 10 minutes ago. But I think that that's all for this week. Yeah, the goals, right there. Still got to do them. I wonder if I could actually do 4 of those. Uh, Yeah, I definitely could. The resin goal is still in progress. My coworker is still working on it. I think it's been like a week or two that he's been working on it. Um, I feel like he should be done by now, but like I said, I don't know how resin casting works, so I don't want to rush him and be like, "Hey, where's my thing at, bruh?" Um, oh yeah, I never talked about the party that I didn't get invited to, which makes sense because I didn't get invited to it. But it's really not a big deal. Um, I feel the need to explain why it's not a big deal, but like, wouldn't it like if it wasn't a big deal, then wouldn't I need to not explain it? I don't know. I kind of wanted to talk about it. Um, was it Beer and Leper, my friends, had a Halloween party, I think. Like I said, I don't know much about it because I wasn't invited. With one of our mutual friends, the double booker, we had at, or they had it at her house, I say, because I wasn't there. And then Parkour told me about it. He was like, "Were you at the party? Like, were you in the group chat?" And I was like, "No, I didn't have a clue in the world." But honestly, I think it's good that I wasn't there because the thing about that friend group, about Leper and Beer and the double booker, and then all the friends that are associated with them over there, is that they're all younger than me, which isn't a huge deal. But the thing is age gaps matter more the younger you are, right? So like I spent a lot of time with them last year, and I in my gap year from college was in a room, all right, hanging out with the same people who were talking about prom and homecoming and still needing to ask their mom and dad if they could do things or not. And I was like, I like I went through 2 years of college. I'm taking a gap year, and they're talking about their prom dress. Maybe these aren't the people I should be hanging out with. Like they're fine people. It's like I take psychic damage every time that I remembered how old I was and that I was always the oldest in the room. Like I felt a little creepy, honestly. Like I said, the age gap is only like I think 2 years, like three at most, between me and all of them. I think yeah, because I think they're all about the same age. But it's just like I just felt kind of weird. So it's probably better that I wasn't there, honestly. And actually, I did have. I think I had something that evening, so I don't think I would have been able to go anyway. But I think it's better that I didn't go, actually. Um, yeah. That is all. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye. Oh, yeah, I didn't talk about the band aids on my fingers. It's probably fine.